We are actually talking this morning about vision, So if you are multitasking, please don't, except if you're driving, please attend to your driving. But if you are multitasking, I would ask that you please choose to be present. We've got 27 minutes together, and I'm excited that you showed up. And this episode of Limitless is definitely going to require some participation. Yes, Catherine, if you're driving, you guys pay attention to the road. Pay attention to the road. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this chapter is going to require, I think, some conversation. And even if you didn't get a chance to read it, here's the thing. You've all heard about, and we've talked about vision before, right? We've talked about vision before. How many of you had a chance to read this chapter? Raise your hand if you did. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So let's talk about a few things, and then I would love to hear some vision. And I'm going to tell you about my vision journey in my own head last night, which is actually kind of scary. There's some scary things that go on in this brain. And I'm going to share with you. So this morning or last night when I was reading through this, there was a couple of areas that I really felt compelled to point out this morning. And it was some things around vision and why it's important. And I'm just going to be real and vulnerable with you guys right now. When it comes to vision and it comes to writing that down and really focusing on it, I would give myself out of a 0 to 10, I would give myself about a 2. I'm just going to be real. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Because I am the type A personality that he talks about in this book, that he says it right here. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if Adrian Sabatino is reading this, he's probably thinking, oh my gosh, Becky, this is so you. You don't take the power of vision seriously. My husband said, that's you. Some people, especially type A people, think that vision is fluff. How many of you think vision is fluff? It is me. It is me. I kind of think the whole vision thing is fluff. If you just do what you're supposed to do, you'll have the results you want, right? That's me. And those who think about vision this way tend to leap past the question of purpose and dive into action. They leap past the question of purpose and dive into action. If you're wondering what page I'm on page 86 at the bottom. Here's the problem with that mindset, guys, is that when the going gets difficult, it is harder to stay committed to the work in the long run because there is no compelling reason, no persuasive why. No compelling reason, no persuasive why. So we talk a lot about, we have a lot of agents here who are on teams. We have agents that are independent, that not on a team. They're an independent agent on their own. They don't have a team around them. We have people like me. I'm what's called an intrapreneur. I actually joined forces with entrepreneurs, which is Adrian Sabatino. And I, as an intrapreneur, come inside of that world and create my own world, right? My own entrepreneurial opportunity within that entrepreneurial world. I'm called an intrapreneur. And here's the thing. We mistake, and trust me, I do this too. We mistake a vision for ourselves of being something that we own a lot of times, okay? So many of us will say, okay, unless it's Becky Colburn's company, unless it's Becky Colburn's business, then my vision can't fit inside. And that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true, right? I mean, let's face it. If you belong to a brokerage, no matter what the brokerage is, you're on a team. You own your own company inside the brokerage, but you're still on a team. There is only, I'm going to tell you this, there's only one rainmaker that's the above all rainmaker in our company. It's Gary Keller. He has a team that closes $1 billion in real estate a day. That would be us. That would be us. He has a team that closes $1 billion in real estate every single day, 185,000 agents strong. How big do you think his vision is for all of us? Huge. Anytime you own a brokerage or you own a business where you're all the way at the top, your vision has to be huge. And you know why it has to be huge? Because it has to be huge enough for everybody else's vision to fit inside of that. It has to be big enough so that your vision doesn't stop someone else's vision. So why am I going down this road? Well, the reason is because every single one of you on this call are entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. You're within a company that provides a foundation. If you're with Keller, if you're with another company, because we have agents on this call that are with other companies too, not just Keller Williams. You have an opportunity within a visionary company to have your own vision. So your vision doesn't have to be hampered in by wherever it is you sit right now today in your role, whatever company you're in, because every single one of you still does not work for a paycheck. Is that right? Can you say yes? Which means that you are still an entrepreneur within the real estate company that you're in. And it means that you still have the opportunity for your own big vision that's about you and about your family and about what you want at the end of the day. And you look at it as you are leveraging whatever team you're with or whatever brokerage you're inside of, you're leveraging those tools to get to your end result faster. Does that make sense? That's what you're doing. You're leveraging the tools that you have, the leads that you may get, the tools that you're provided by being in this world to get to your vision faster. So whatever role you're in, whether you're in real estate, whether you work for someone else, if you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at what? Change. They change. So how are you looking at your vision? Right? How are you looking at your vision? So that was my first thing, is I had to say, okay, when I am leveraging the tools of the company that I'm surrounding myself with, what does that allow me to do to get to my end result faster? And then what do I have to do and plug in the holes to actually get there at a higher level? So when I looked at it that way and I came back around to my vision is powerful in that if, for me personally, if the people that I'm surrounded with win, then I win. That's the way I look at things. If the people that I'm surrounded with win, I win. And why is that? Because I have a really big why on the other side of that. And so that's a really long way for me to come around to tell you guys that don't be hampered in. Try not to be hampered in by your current, wherever you're working, wherever, whatever brokerage you're with, whatever company you're with. That has nothing to do with how big your vision can be. So if you sat down last night and worked on this vision at all, or if you didn't have a chance to and you're going to work on it going forward, don't allow yourself to think small. Think massive. Think massive, and then think how you can leverage the tools that you have available to get that vision even bigger. So that's the first thing. You don't take the power of vision seriously. And that actually has been me. in not saying, okay, write this vision down, look at it, concentrate on it, focus on it, and can it get me to where I'm going? Secondly, the vision isn't meaningful to you. Sometimes we are superficial in crafting our vision. We capture what we think we want, what we think we're supposed to want, rather than capturing what is meaningful to us. We capture what we think we're supposed to want, what we think we want, rather than capturing what is meaningful to us. Who's got experience with this? With this piece? When you're sitting down and you're creating your vision, who's got experiencing with in your vision capturing what you think you want versus what it is you really want? Anyone? Terry?
Well, there's a lot of times when putting the vision together, you're listening to everyone around you on what their vision is, and you forget to put yourself in the vision of making your own. Then all of a sudden you lose that vision because it wasn't your own.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And the way that this shows up is that when we are focused on our vision and we are listening to what other people want and we say, oh, that sounds great, I'd like to have that, or I want that. And then actually what happens is we allow that to have influence over our own vision. Has anyone ever had that happen? Anyone? Yeah? Okay, great. Me too. The vision isn't meaningful to you. So your vision is too small. A small vision doesn't call on our best efforts. We don't have to reach and we don't sacrifice our comfort for our vision. And then lastly, you don't connect your vision to your daily actions. So who had a chance to work on their vision last night or either this morning? Raise your hand for me if you had a chance to work on it. Okay. All right. I had a chance to work on mine. This is where it's going to get fun because I want to ask you guys to share if you wouldn't mind. So I started working on my vision, and I'm just going to be honest with you this morning. I don't clearly have it done. I don't have it completed, right? And I know that where I started getting hung up is when I started getting to like the really big personal part of my vision. It was really easy for me to come up with a business part of my vision, but to get to the personal part of my vision was really, really difficult, right? So in plain speak, and this is a working vision, I just want to put it out there to all of you guys that when I started with my 5-year vision, it is to have Keller Williams Naples a $1.9 million market center. Why is that? Because if we are at 1.9 million, we are profit sharing about 900,000. Actually a $2 million market center. We are profit sharing almost $1 million a year back to our agents in profit share. $1 million a year back to our agents in profit share. Now, why is that important? Because if you apply the 80-20 rule, and we have 200 agents right now, and 20% of those agents, that's 40 agents. By the time we get to $1 million, it'll probably be around 70 or 80 agents getting $1 million in profit share because not everybody joins in on that, right? So that's my big vision. But personally, what does that mean to me? That's where I struggled. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have the personal ready this morning. I'm going to be continuing to work on that because I don't really have that personal vision clear for me yet. It was so much easier to come up with the business vision. So I'd love to hear from some others. Love to hear your vision. Who would like to share?
I would love for you to help me shorten mine.
Let's do it.
Because it doesn't have to have a story, but it is personal, and it just goes something like this. People already ask me what doctor to see, who should sell their home. Hello, me. And it was an aha moment of all this business I was giving away. So my why is there are people that I can serve, which results in meeting our family's financial goals to allow for freedom to give more, travel more, and make more family memories. Mm-hmm. And my aha was when our oldest was out in LA, we got ourselves into a little financial crunch with this huge renovation. And I realized if he said, Mom, I have a movie premiere, I could not pay a ticket to go see it. And I said, I will never allow that situation again. So obviously it has to be like condensed.
It actually doesn't, Karen, have to be condensed, because if that's, here's what I would say about that. The only thing that really needs to happen with that as we go through is that is a great vision. That is a great vision statement. So what you'll do now is that's your big why. So now personally and professionally, how do you break that down into a vision statement for personal and a vision statement for professional, right? So that's your big why. And then you break it down into 2 vision statements. So for you to have that financial freedom, what does that vision look like? You know, is it X amount of volume in real estate a year, or is it 5 streams of income? And what are those 5 streams of income producing? Because then from there, you're going to put in the actions to make that happen. Because then you take it down from 5 years to 3 years to 1 year to 1 for the 12 weeks. So it actually doesn't need to be shortened, because that's your big why statement, and that works. You will now want to go break it down into, and I'm going to go here to a page. The most powerful visions address and align your personal aspirations with your professional dreams. And see, that's where I hung up last night, and I could not break through. I did not have success in breaking through into that personal side like you've done. But your most powerful visions address and align your personal aspirations. So read the personal aspiration of that again.
And I'm sorry for the background. My dog decided to chew a bone right now, right beside me.
We can't hear him.
Okay, good. The personal part is there are people I can serve, which results in meeting our family's financial goals to allow for freedom to give more, travel more, and make family memories.
Okay, give more, travel more, and make family memories. That is your personal aspirations. Give more, travel more, and family together. Sorry, I had to remember that. Okay, now your professional dream has to support those 3 aspirations of your family, of your personal dream, excuse me. So for your vision to help you push through the discomfort of change, you must be clear on what it is you want to create in life. Again, that goes back to page 79. So if we say that if you think something is impossible, you never attain it. So when you say travel more, what does that mean? What does that look like? How long? Where are you going? What does it cost? Right? More family time. What does that look like? Is that purchasing a home in Hawaii that you take your family to for a month? That would be pretty nice, right? What are you really tied to? And then you sit down with your significant other or whoever else is important in your life. If there's no significant other, but someone who's important, you say, you know what? This is what I want to achieve for those people that I love and care about. And so to do that, here are my business. This is my business vision. So be happy, be home. What's the business vision of be happy, be home? Is the business vision Karen having, a couple of agents that are with you, so that you can list homes and they're out working with buyers, and therefore that triples your income because you're not doing all the work? What does that look like? Or does that mean, no, I don't really want this team thing. It's not what I want. I actually want to sell 10 homes a year at a minimum, average sales price of $5 million. Okay. And financially for you, what does that look like? That's the power of the vision. And then comes the action that you put in place to make that business vision happen so that the personal vision also happens. Does that make sense now, Karen? Is that helpful? And actually, it's been helpful to me.
I
because
hope it helps everyone else because I feel like I just got a private coaching. So thank you everyone for allowing that.
You're
Super
welcome.
helpful. Very helpful. I was in the same boat of having this very big why, but I hadn't really, it's difficult to break it down. So that was incredibly helpful.
So what is your, Kim, would you mind sharing kind of that why? And then we can kind of go through a process with that one too.
Okay. So, and this is how I wrote it. I have financial freedom. I have thriving physical and mental health. I have thriving key relationships. I have reduced stress in my life, and my family is living our best life.
Okay. All right. So the key relationships, best life, reduce stress. And what's the other one?
Thriving physical and mental health.
Thriving physical and mental health. Okay. So I have thriving key relationships. I'm living my best. My family and I are living our best life. I have less stress. What did I say? Mental health. I have a thriving mental health, physically and mentally thriving. Okay. So that is your why. That's your vision out there for you, yourself, and your family. Okay. So what does that mean specifically? So now you have to break that down. Key relationships. What does that mean? Do you have friends that are not living in Naples that you want to go spend time with, that you want to be able to fly and go see and hang out with? You know, does it mean that you have key relationships here that you want to get away with or have time with? Are there people in your life that you want to help financially? You know, best life. What does best life look like? So it's really drilling down and actually understanding exactly what that looks like, sharing it with the people you care about, and then putting in the business vision that supports that personal aspiration. The other thing is thriving physically and mentally with physical and mental health. Well, what does that mean? Does that, beyond working out every day and eating right, does that mean you have your own chef to cook good foods for you? Does that mean you have your own personal trainer that comes and visits you in your home so that you and your family can get into shape? Does that mean you visit a spa once every 12 weeks to have clarity of your mind? You see where I'm going with this, guys? If your personal vision is not big enough, and this is why I'm hung up, and you guys are helping me so much. If your personal vision for where you want to go is not big enough, then the business vision doesn't matter, because you will not do the hard things to enact that personal vision. And then you have to share that personal vision. You have to share that vision, right? You have to share that vision with the person that's in it that matters the most, or the people around you that love you enough that will keep reminding you of that personal vision. And that vision, the reason I want to be clear with you guys about how you get to that vision is that vision doesn't have to mean, you know, I'm going to own my own thing and do my own thing. That's not what it means. What it means is that vision is that you have your own company, your own real estate company, you have your own thing, and then you are leveraging the tools from the people around you to get there faster. So that should be a part of your business plan. What tools are you leveraging or not leveraging to get there faster? So then you have this dream of this personal vision, but then the work has to support it. The work.
I just say something really fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I reached out to 2 travel agents because I feel like on your coaching, you've been kind of preaching, if you will, on, you know, every quarter, take that break, whether it's a big vacation or a small one. And so I already reached out to 2, and I kind of have them competing against each other a little bit, but I was able to share why this is important to me. And I said, I can't say travel more without the details. And they're so excited. So involve other businesses in your vision.
I love that, Karen. Involve other businesses in your vision. Let me tell you what Karen's talking about, why it works. I've got this trip planned in July with my girlfriends to Alaska. Can I tell you how many times I've thought about canceling and not going? I have. Oh, I got too much work to do. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's going to take too much work to get to Alaska during a pandemic. We've got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. But guess what? I'm committed because I've already paid my deposit. I'm on a Facebook group with my girls. And do you know what's going to happen right now if I say I'm not going? The shame, right? So it is powerful. So guess what I have to do now? If I'm of a mindset that I want to go out early, which is what I actually do want to do, and spend some time in a medical spa for 2 or 3 days, then I have certain goals that I want to achieve between now and then, financial goals that are going to support that. Because not only do I want to do that, I actually want to ask one of my girlfriends to do it with me and potentially pay for her to do it. What kind of 12-week plan, business plan do I have to have in place now in order for me to do that? Right? So how does that change if I call her up and say, hey, we're going to a medical spa. Let's get to Alaska 3 days early and I'm going to pay for you to go. And right now I don't have the money to pay for it. So guess what would I have to do? That's when your vision comes real, right? When you tell people and then you do whatever's necessary to make that vision happen. That's what this is about. All right, it's 8:59. What are some ahas? I want to hear some ahas.
Can I add myself to your vision and go to Alaska with you?
Yes, yes, you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. What are your ahas? Any ahas? No ahas. Karen and Kim and Dovile and Terry had all the ahas. James, what's an aha you got? I'm going to voluntold you.
That my personal vision needs to be massive so that my business vision will meet it. So that was an aha for me. I need to be bigger on my personal.
Okay, awesome. I love that. All right. Any other ahas? Rita, what's your aha? She's like, I can't believe you just called on me.
Well, my grandsons and my daughter's coming down tomorrow for a week, and it's having these meetings, this coaching, every day it makes my brain stronger that I'm going, I know I can be successful. It's going to be easier to knock on doors, which we did. I think it's just, it all comes together and it all makes sense that the harder you work, not the harder you work, the smarter you work,
The more you get.
the more you're going to accomplish.
Yeah.
And always stay positive. And we're in a business where if somebody shuts the door on you, you go to the next one, because when we were doing it, I go, remember, Dean, every door we knock on, we need so many no's to get a yes.
That's right. So it's so what, so on. Yeah. So you've got that vision. Thank you, Rita. Michelle says, my aha, my goals haven't been big enough. All right. Is your vision big enough is the first question. And see, that's what I came to the realization of last night, is that my personal vision is not documented and real enough. And I haven't big enough, and I haven't shared it with my husband. And so that is my goal today. That is my goal today. All right. So tomorrow, develop your 12-week plan. This is going to require some work, guys. This is going to require some work. And yet, it is the good work that needs to be done. So you get to choose to do it or not choose to do it, because you own your own accountability, right? No one can hold you accountable. Do we agree on that? We've learned that, right? No one can hold you accountable. You can only hold yourself accountable. So develop your 12-week plan. So what I'd like for you to do is really dig into chapter 14 and develop out your 12-week plan, your vision, your big vision, and your 12-week plan. And also in your 12-week plan, are you leveraging the tools that you have at your disposal? Are you leveraging those at the highest level? And if not, a plan for you to learn them and leverage them. Last thing I want to say, for those of you that are watching by live stream or what have you, hold on, Karen, I'll mute you. Catherine, I'll mute you. Family reunion is coming up. Here's what I know about family reunion. If you really want 3 days of mindset, this is it. When I talked about Gary Keller owns a team that closes $1 billion in real estate a day. It's called Keller Williams. And there's no one that guides me in business more than he does. No one. He's not a shooting star and an overnight success. Can we agree that there are no shooting stars and overnight success? He is a 40-year veteran of continued scalable success. So if there's anyone you want to hear from, it's him. In addition, there are so many classes on the agenda that I want to go to. The luxury classes are strong. They look fantastic. And also you get to have these classes later on. So here's the thing. If you want to be a gift to someone, go to family reunion. And if there's someone in your world that you feel needs this mindset and needs to see something like this, that maybe in the real estate industry, invite them to come too. And maybe you sponsor them. You give that gift to them and bring them along with you. If you have someone that you feel like should be in the world you're in and getting what you're getting. All right. Be a light and shining to others. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day. Don't forget 12-week goals. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.